Hi, my name is Chris Ryan. Welcome to the Forest of Arden and welcome to video 3 in this 4-part video series discussing the backswing. Videos 1 and videos 2 have been discussing the role that the body plays and also looking at what the arms do in the backswing. Today we're going to be focusing very much on the golf club, the twists that you apply, the rotations that you apply to the golf club, how that can affect the look of the golf swing, how that can affect what the golf club does through the backswing, and ultimately linking that to the downswing and giving you some practical ideas on how you can improve the shape of your backswing. So in this video we are talking all about the golf club and how that moves through your backswing. Now we are talking about the golf club, but the reality is we're talking actually about the hands and your wrist, because that is what is connected to the golf club, and any movement or change in what that golf club does is really a result of what you do to the handle. So we're going to talk in this video about the 3 different sort of movements that you can have within the golf club, and we're talking and these are called torques. So you can torque the golf club in 3 different ways. So if I was to just stand up and put the golf club out in front of me, okay, the 3 movements we're looking at would be this movement here. So I can use my wrists to move the golf club in this fashion here. I can also use my hands and my wrists to move the golf club through this motion. So there's another different torque that I can apply. And the final one would be what we call a twist. So you can see how I can twist that golf club. And again, this is all through what I'm doing to the handle. So through the golf swing, through your backswing, via your hands, you are applying forces to the golf club. Now those 3 forces, if we show what that would look like halfway back, okay, so the first one we looked at was this movement, okay, so there's a torque that I can apply to the golf club. The second one we discussed was this one, and again you can see how that really changes the look of my golf swing. And then the final one was this twist of the golf club. Now very simply, at any point in your backswing you will have a combination of those 3 torques being applied to the golf club. The way that you apply those torques, how much in different ways, are going to be what gives that golf club its look or its shape through the golf swing. That shape is really going to influence your ability to deliver the club, so very much the path. It's also going to have a huge effect on the speed that you can generate, and it's also going to have a massive influence on the club face position through the backswing. Now, as you can imagine, those are really, really key elements that we have to get correct if we're to play very, very good golf. Without going into massive details, the best golfers in the world will have a very, very good combination of those torques. They use them very, very well. That enables them to deliver the club with those 3 things that we discussed, with the good power, pretty good path, club face control, all of those things. So we're going to talk first of all about the club face. And when we're talking about the club face, we're really talking about the twists that we apply to the golf club, because that will be what affects the club. So here's what I want you to think about through your backswing. As you make your takeaway, I want you to stop and I want you to feel what it would be like to twist the golf club excessively up towards the sky. This would be what we would class as open. I then want you to feel what it would be like to twist the golf club down towards the ground. And again, this would be what we would tend to class as more closed. Now those movements, those twists, we can have at any point in the golf swing. I can still make those movements now. What would benefit most golfers, not every golfer, but this will apply to many golfers, is trying to feel in the backswing that we apply a little bit of twist to the golf club to make it feel like it would point towards the ground. What you will see is as I do that, my lead wrist starts to what we call flatten. It starts to flex, and we start to get a little bit of maybe arching in that wrist. If we take that up to the top, you will see how my lead wrist is a little bit arched. This movement, arching this lead wrist, twisting that golf club in that fashion, I believe would help more golfers than not. The most common thing that I see across amateur golfers is almost a twist the other way, where we put too much shape in this wrist. That opens the club face and we maintain that all the way up to the top. So the twists in the golf club at this point are incorrect. We've almost twisted the club the wrong way. We've effectively opened the face. Unfortunately from here, many of the things that we see then in the downswing are compensations to that, to try and fix that incorrect twist that we put in. So very simply, in practice, you can just stand and you can make some movements here. You can feel what that twist is like, and you can feel what that is like through the golf swing. You can feel what it's like to twist the golf club through some different movements. Just be aware that when I'm twisting the golf club, it's not physically moving. Okay, that golf club isn't moving in this fashion or this fashion. It's literally just twisting it around its own axis. But that is really going to help you control the club face in the backswing. So the second thing we're going to talk about is this torque. Now, when we talk about this torque, you can see how that would really dictate what we call the shape of the golf swing. So the angle or the pitch that the golf club is on through the golf swing. And you know, certainly if you're a golfer who has videoed your own golf swing, or maybe you've seen golf swings on TV, you're going to see lots of different looking golf swings, lots of different shaft angles, lots of different shaft planes, if you like. Now, I would have my preference. Preference would be, I would like, during the backswing, the shaft angle to reference somewhere between the golf ball and your toe line. So let me show you what that would look like. So you can see the golf ball on my toe line. I would like to see the golf club somewhere between those two. Now again, using that torque, I can change that, and I can make that club shaft reference pretty much wherever I want, behind my heels or out in front of the golf ball. So the most common problem that I see would be where a golfer moves the golf club on an angle which is too flat. You can see how that golf club is pointing outside of the ball line. I can very, very simply change the angle by how I apply a torque to the golf club. But this is what I want you to try and feel. I would like you to try and feel like at halfway back, the golf club is referencing somewhere between your toe line and the golf ball. Again, similar to what we said a moment ago, for me, that will help more golfers than it will hinder. This isn't a one-size-fits-all, but this would be what my preference would be. In order to get that, we would tend to want to see the club head slightly outside the hands in the takeaway, which is going to help us achieve that position halfway back. From here, we often see a golfer achieving some really, really nice, club positions at the top. So a really, really good simple drill that you can do to help you feel that movement is actually to perform your wrist set at the start. As I take my starting position, I'm going to set my wrists only, and then I'm going to feel what it would be like to make a backswing. What you will see very, very notably here is that as I make my backswing, my shaft angle is very, very steep at this point as I go up to the top. It's a great little drill for those golfers who feel like they roll the club inside, they get the golf club too flat, because from here we often find that we apply different torques up to the top, we get it across the line, and all those different movements can really start to influence the downswing in a negative way. So the main takeaway from this video is thinking about the twists that you put into the golf club and the torque that you put in, which creates this shaft angle. If we can control those two, we can get good shaft angle through the backswing, and we can apply good twist to the golf club. I think you're going to get a backswing which looks better. I appreciate that. Just because it looks better, that doesn't mean you're going to play better golf. But these are the preferences that I like to see. And I think if you can move more towards these, you're going to find that that golf club works around your body a little bit better. Hopefully that video was helpful. Hopefully there's some information in there that you can take to your next practice session that's going to help you benefit your golf swing in a positive way. Make sure you stay tuned for video 4, because video 4 is grouping all of these videos together, giving you some drills that you can use in practice, which is going to help you better with your backswing. We're talking about the pivot of the body, we're talking about the movement of the arms, we're talking about the pitch of the golf club. Some drills and some practice things that you can do to help you with your backswing. Thank you very much for watching. Usual stuff is down below. There's a comments box down there. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this video series helping you? Would you like to see more of these? There's a like button down there as well if you did like the video. And also click the link button down there if you're not a subscriber. It just means that you won't miss any of the upcoming videos on my channel. Thanks very much for listening. See you again soon.